The family of a man shot by a sheriff's deputy in August will have to wait a little bit longer before knowing if criminal charges will be filed in that case.
KXLY4 sources say prosecutor Steve Tucker won't make a charging decision until more tests are done and after the November 2nd election. Scott Creach's family has called the incident a murder and accused the deputy of fabricating key details of the fatal encounter. However, KXLY4 has now obtained the results of several forensic tests that show the deputy's statements do match physical evidence found at the scene and on Creach's body. KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey is here now with new information.
And Robin, Scott Creach's family feels the discovery of gunshot residue in Deputy Brian Herzl's patrol car is a sign that Herzl didn't even get out of his seat before shooting Creach. However, physical evidence found at the scene suggests the deputy was out of his vehicle and quite close to Mr. Creach when the fatal shot was fired.
When a semi-automatic pistol is fired, the recoil ejects the spent casing and loads in a new round. The casing usually takes the same trajectory, flying up and backwards before falling to the ground, creating a casing ejection pattern. To understand where Deputy Herzl was when he shot Scott Creach, State Patrol scientists took Herzl's pistol, loaded it with the same ammunition, and measured the direction and distance the casing landed from Herzl's gun. If the casing found at the shooting scene wasn't inadvertently moved, the ejection pattern puts Deputy Herzl's location outside of his patrol car and several feet west of the vehicle. A different test has told investigators how far Herzl was from Creach when the fatal shot was fired. At close range, guns spray their targets with spent gunpowder and other debris. Herzl's pistol and his duty ammunition leaves visible deposits up to 4 feet away, but not at 5. During Creach's autopsy, a small amount of gunshot residue was found on his body, leading investigators to believe the two men were standing within 4 feet of each other when Creach was killed. A final test on Creach's clothing to determine if Herzl struck Creach with his baton is still underway and not expected to be done until after November 2nd.
Now, this latest report also talks about the trajectory that Herzl's bullet took through Creach's body. Detectives think the slightly downward angle is a sign that Creach was bent over trying to draw a gun from where he had it holstered in his waistband behind his back. But Mr. Creach's family thinks that downward trajectory shows that Creach was bent over talking to Herzl through the patrol window of his car when he was shot. And unfortunately, it will still be a while before the prosecutor has all the information he needs to make a charging case decision. Reporting in Spokane, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.